What up, y'all? I know not everyone feels like listening to a 40+ minute poll plans video for the month, so I broke it up to abbreviate my thoughts in a more easily digestible way. I know half of y'all, though, ain't subscribed, so go ahead and do that. Like the video, leave a comment with what you think about the upcoming content and your plans as well. And if you want to see the whole video, I'll be providing a link to that as well. Check that out for sure. Thanks a million, and now let's get into what you're really here for, alright? Here comes the big hype of the month. Tidus finally getting off the bench in Global. Oh Lord, did it feel good to have him get off the bench in JP. And now you all can join the church of Shuto. Oh Lord, Tidus. Let's talk about his kit real quick. On paper, his kit, well, it filled in the gaps really. His skill 1 finally, HP attacks, Jesus Christ. 5 hits, and then his skill 2, splash, very good. Additionally, his defense and attack down debuffs are stronger. They got up to 50%, which is very helpful for Tidus, so he can hit harder, and also help the party hit harder, make them, debuffs are good, basically. His skill 1 and EX buff, Winning Spirit, actually got reworked to be even better now. Now it's stackable, and per each stack, he gets more Stolen Brave damage up, which is the Golbez effect and the Sephiroth effect now. So he's doing more damage than it realized. So hit for 10, you actually get 20, or you actually get 120. So those small brave hits can add up very high when he's hitting hard. Anyways, more overflow, and now this is on, and again, this is on his base kit. This is not on his on his LD. He gets the follow up from Winning Spirit. So every time he does an attack, he'll do the shoot follow up. So this actually fixes a hole in his kit where even if you're missing 35, he'll do an HP attack afterwards. So it's a weird workaround, but I'm not mad at it. That's a super edge case, so it doesn't matter. Whatever, forget it. You increase the stacks every time a party member goes, which includes Tidus. So at peak, Tidus will have an extra 20% stolen brave up, which is equivalent to Golbez, I believe. So the extra brave gotten when you hit an attack, that's not a word. No more overflow, and he'll always do the follow up. It's his LD where the follow up transforms. Follow up is simple. He does a brave gain into a brave plus HP attack, and he refunds afterwards. Fairly simple. He does it after every attack, and it boosts his damage pretty nicely. The LD is where stuff really gets fun, so let's talk about that now. And this LD is super loaded. So on paper, it's already simple. It's just a double AoE split brave plus HP attack. Nothing special there, but what he gets from it is huge. First off, he gets debuff starts, so attack and defense speed down are all present when Tidus is on the field, and this applies to his calls as well. It's important, one, not only does he benefit from the defense down, but he has the debuff damage up modifier that he shares with like Cypher, Vincent, Kefka, etc. So this is already good for him hitting hard enough, but now it gets even better. He gets not 1, but 2 free skill uses right after using LD. And these can be consecutive turns if you choose to follow up with a skill 1, and the skill 1's free. If I didn't mention that earlier, I don't remember if I did. But yeah, 2 free ability uses. So he can go crazy, and he's the turn manipulation god now. So you can do LD, chain into skill 1, into skill 2, and maybe you can high turn rate into EX. Like he'll have the back-to-back turns. And you always want Tidus to have back-to-back turns because that's when his Winning Spirit, his 3 stacks, you want him at 3 stacks at all times. So really, with this rework now in this LD, he's built around not letting the boss get turns or as few turns as possible. His LD also gives him a new Blitzball overhead, and this is separate from his Winning Spirit stacks. So, and I get them a little confused, but the difference is important. In this buff, he gets attack, HP damage up is the big one, and overflow up, and HP damage up is by 20%. And it goes up every time he does his follow-up from Winning Spirit. So as long as Winning Spirit is up, he'll do the shoot follow-up, right? The range of the buff is from 0 to 3. And when he is at 3 on his turn, instead of triggering the normal shoot, he'll do Jet Shot, which is an even more powerful version of his follow-up. It re-breaks the target, or excuse me, it resets the enemy's break status and then hits him again, but it's a re-breaking function, you know what I mean? And then it's a brave gain, AoE brave hits, and then it does 80% splash to non-targets. That's very, very good. And if you have enough debuff modifiers on Tidus, and I actually didn't know it was 80%. I thought it was 100% this whole time, just because I always ran HP damage up modifiers like Kurosama's call, etc. So like, good stuff, really good stuff. And he can chain his turns together so much that he'll have this Jet Shot rebreak follow-up he'll have it up even more frequently. God, that was a mouthful. And at that point, he can push their turns back. And although he doesn't delay, he's a break delayer. Tidus's burst makes this process even dumber, believe it or not. So now, instead of every 4 turns getting off a Jet Shot, it's every time he does a follow-up, he does it twice. So he'll do either 2 shoots or a Jet Shot and a regular shoot. So it's twice as fast, and it's just insane damage. The rest of the burst effect is party brave damage up by 50%, which is really good. That's a Paladin Cecil LD overhead. which speaks to Paladin Cecil's power in that regard. But also party brave damage cap up 20%, and if you're attacking a broken target, it's party AP damage up 20%. It's mostly selfish for Tidus, but the party can at least take some benefit out of it. Especially the important thing with Tidus' burst is the fact that he's re-breaking so much makes him an excellent pair for Cloud of Darkness friend, because one of the biggest problems with Cloud of Darkness BT friend is that they might steal the breaks and jump into turns and then not last as long. But since Tidus is re-breaking, Cloud of Darkness friend will never get a break in unless you purposely do it with like LD or something. So you're free to keep that COD friend out, and pretty much like Tidus BT plus Cloud of Darkness friend can like steamroll content pretty much exclusively up until Lufenia Plus. It's actually such a disgusting combo, and it's why I was way back when I was talking about Cloud of Darkness, I'm like, if you have both of these bursts, you're more than likely going to want to use Tidus, like real talk, if you want to just blow things out of the water. It's not even close. Tidus high armor leans into the brave split, and this makes a lot of sense because he's got a few amount of hits and you want to make those hits count, and he's got the debuff modifier and the stolen brave gained up, the Sephiroth Golbez effect, where he's getting more. I gotta keep repeating that because I don't have a good term for that. But if you really make those brave hits count and make them cap and make them rise up, especially on his BT finisher, which has a bunch of like quick hit, not like the skill, but single hit brave plus HP, you can really see it there. So buffing up his brave damage has like insane benefits, to the point where if you're running Tidus without blue, his damage like it's kind of the Strago situation where if he's not blue, his damage potential is severely hampered. And if you're not interested in investing in him, at least during a synergy, like base high armor plus should be fine, or not base high armor I should say. But beyond that, you're gonna start seeing the differences, definitely. His calls are just there to do damage and drop his debuffs, but the LD call has the additional benefit of some attack and overflow up and HP damage up for the caller, so that's decent, I guess. What do I think overall? Tidus is definitely the best unit, like damage-wise, this month. It's not even close. He can, like, it's sort of Tifa levels of things where I don't know what the hell they were thinking when they balanced this character. He went from 0 to hero instantly, and he has a even better future with BT Plus, and he's a fan favorite. So he he does have a high setup cost outside of this though. Like without BT, he's serviceable, and without Heimer Plus, he's serviceable. But you really, he's not nearly his full potential if he's not gone all the way. Now, for his cycle, he's amazing because there's tight turn counts and ridiculous conditions. This might be a little bit of hyperbole, but still, he's very good to pick up for his cycle, so I recommend that as a whole. But really, Tidus, there's some sort of notion that Tidus dies at Lufenia Plus, and it's just not the case at all. First off, I've run multiple Lufenia Plus with them, so have many others. You just got to look a little harder, and even if it's not on YouTube, it's definitely possible because Tidus scales really well. All you have to do is make sure you got 8 debuffs up, so you can maximize his brave damage modifier and support him well enough, and he's still like got an insane kit that can dust Lufenias in half, provided that you have met the condition. So, and we know how his burst plus goes, and that ages extremely well as well. So Tidus, insane monster, can't praise him enough, and he's also a ton of fun to play because the shoot voice line it doesn't get old, man, and the burst music with Unit throwing good times, man, good times. Notably, Aerith 7 RCL, I'll get Heimer Plus here, but that's not worth talking about. As for the banner, 100% pulling here. I'm getting his burst no matter what. I need the LD. I don't know what resource I'm going to use, but I'm gonna get that LD, and more than likely I'm going to try and pity the burst on Setzer's banner down the line. I think that's probably the best spot to do it. But yeah, I won't blue him though, because I don't see myself using Tidus much now, but I plan to green him down the line because I definitely spam Tidus in JP, and I don't want to repeat that because he's way too overtuned for content, and I want to try running things without him. It's similar to Tifa where he's going to blow things out of the water. It's not even funny, so I'm going to nerf myself by not bluing him initially, but I'll just keep that in mind. Tidus reruns in the future alongside Ignis LD, where both of them get their amazing level 90s. So, but if you really don't care for Tidus now, you could get him down the line, but you're missing out on viability. but he does get a great tuning pass, and Ignis gets a great tuning pass as well down the line, something to be aware of. Again, I really wouldn't recommend skipping him, even if LD only just for this cycle, just because he'll, if you're trying to save or something, he'll get you through a lot of these fights. So if you're planning on skipping, just reconsider. It'll make your life a bit easier. The Lufenia is messy. It's Sayador's centipedes, and the orb is to use an ability with no action delay. So this counts as C65, instant turn rate. So I think Tidus is quick hit, Tidus is LD, ulti, Terra. I can't think of many others right now. Maybe Core with his, I guess we can consider that now. Oh, Core plus Tidus is gonna be disgusting. I didn't even think of that until just now, but wow, that's another point in Tidus's favor for just being ridiculous. Tidus was Core is actually probably gonna wreck stuff. But anyways, yeah, instant turn rate, and it's +2 on the orb. The fight is also Imperial immune, dun dun dun, but it's melee resist, or excuse me, it's melee weak. So they're selling Tidus. Not only can they buff his damage up in synergy with debuff modifiers, but also it's melee weak. So Tidus is always hitting weakness. So he's hitting really hard. So running Tidus here makes this fight a joke. Like, you don't even notice any difficulty. They don't get turns, blah, blah, blah. But as soon as you take Tidus away, this fight is very different. And you got to rely on people who can maybe like get instant turns off of break delays, like Cloud of Darkness, Lightning, consecutive turns like Terra, and like I said, Core now. Ulti, I know Ulti was popular here potentially. You can delete them, and they have phases where they like gain a bunch of Brave and they become delay immune, I believe, among some other goodies. So again, with and without Tidus, this fight is night and day. And I know because I tried it without Tidus, I was like, never mind, I'm not doing this. So again, Tidus skippers might have a little tougher of a time here, especially if you haven't pulled any like really powerful consecutive turn, instant turn rate, whatever the term is, damage units. This fight is kind of rough without him. That being said, in JP, I ran Tidus, Aerith, and Bartz. I didn't have Tidus's BT at the time, and I just put Bart's BT up and let Tidus go nuts and destroy the fight, LD only. In GL, I'm planning to do something similar, but I'm probably going to throw Warrior Light in there again, just because I have Warrior Light blue. Maybe by the time of this, when I actually run this fight, I'll have blued Porum to give her the HP up stuff, but I might run Warrior Light rather there, just because he's got the HP damage up along with the HP damage caps. Can't use Kurisame's Call here because it's Imperial immune, feels bad, but I got other HP damage up stuff. Probably just stack a bunch of those, so like Tidus, Warrior Light, and some other burst. I don't want to throw Bartz again in because that'd be basic, but maybe it's Tola, just because, I don't know, whatever. It's going to be a steamroll with Tidus. That's really the important part. If you are planning to run without Tidus, I'm curious to see what you're going to do, because you got to really get creative. I know Alphinaud ran like Cloud of Darkness, Porum, and someone else on release, and that was really funny. And he had to rely on the break delays and Porum C65. And there's a lot of room for creativity when the orb is stupid like this. But again, the orb is stupid, so if you don't feel like bashing your head on the wall, get Tidus. Trust me, he's good. Shuto is fun. Seriously, turns are tight throughout this entire cycle. Seriously, Tidus is a beast, man. And that's it. Hope y'all enjoyed the clip and found it informative. I do try my best, generally. If you haven't already done so, please like the video, comment what you think and your plans, and make sure to subscribe to my channel for more great content. The full video is linked, so check that out as well. Continue showing love. Good luck, everybody. Peace.